Hello and welcome to today's topic, and we're talking about Battleship today. And that's kind of a fun change of pace for you from the regular classroom here. So what do I want you to do? I want you to take what you learned in the last lesson, ordered pairs, and I want you to play a game called Cartesian Battleship. I'm going to go through and tell you how to set it up. If you're working with someone or someone's at the same spot, you're going to partner up with them and play some Battleship. And if there is no one there, maybe you can pair up and play against the teacher or the EA, or we'll find someone to play against you. But here's how the Battleship game works. Okay, so the whole goal of Battleship for someone that hasn't played it before is that you're trying to guess the location and sink the other player's ships. All right, so here are the rules. Each player needs one piece of graph paper, and then I'm going to say and ruler, because you're going to have to draw some straight lines for me. All right. Next, each player, you're going to construct a 10 by 10 grid. So that means that the x-axis will have to go from -10. All right, so it's got to go to -10 all the way over to 10. And then on the y-axis, it also has to go from 10 to -10. You're going to stand a book up between the players so you can't see each other's pages. All right, and once you've done that, you can place your ships on the grid. So ships can be horizontal, vertical, or diagonal. And here are the ships that you're going to be playing with. So you need to put one cruiser, which is 3 squares long. You'll need one sub. You'll need 2 destroyers and 1 battleship. And this is how long each of those ships are. So 3, 4, 5, and 6 squares in length. And then each player is going to take turns calling out the coordinates until you sink the other person's ships, all their ships. All right, so I'm going to show you how to set that up in the next page here. So here we go. We've got player 1, and we've got player 2, and change colors. Player 2. I'm going to put a big red line here so that I can't see what's happening on the other side of my page. So I know my cruiser has to be 3 squares long. So I'm going to put my cruiser right here. 1, 2, 3. Almost couldn't count to 3 there. So there's my cruiser. I'm just going to put a C above it. Now I need a submarine. My submarine was 4 squares. So I'm going to put my submarine over here. 1, 2, 3. Oops, it's going to have to go up here. So there's my submarine. And now my cruisers. That's my sub. I'm going to put my battleship way down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right across. So there's my battleship hiding way back there. And my destroyers. Let's see here. I'm going to put 1 destroyer here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 1 destroyer. And I'm going to run the other one this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's my 2 destroyers. So there's my 5 ships. That is my battleship setup. So the other player is going to do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3. So there's my cruiser, my submarine. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's my sub. And let's go 1, 2, 4, 5, right, for a destroyer. And my other destroyer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's my other destroyer. And the battleship we'll put in between. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so there's the other player. So once you've got that set up, player 1, you can decide who's going to go first. Doesn't matter. What you're going to do is you're going to call out a coordinate. Okay, you're going to call out a coordinate. So I'm going to be player 1 right now, and I'm going to play against myself, which means it's great because I'm going to win this eventually. So player 1's going to call out, let's go with -1, -1. So that's what the coordinate is going to be. So player 2 is going to sit there and say, okay, -1. So I started my origin, -1, -1. Oh, shoot, hit. All right. So player 1 has hit one of the ships. Now it's just a matter of figuring out where that ship is. Player 2 gets a turn. Player 2 is going to go, oh, yeah? Well, I'm going to go -1, -1. Oops. Hopefully you're sitting there saying, you didn't plot that right, sir. -1, -1. There we go. So player 2 is going to say, I'm going to do the same thing. -1, -1. And I'll show you. So now player 1 over here says -1, -1. Oh, that's a miss. Sorry, pal. Take that. All right, and then we continue on. So now player 1 says, I know where a ship is. I'm going to go -1, 0. So you're going to go on player 2, -1, 0. That's a big old miss. So you go back and forth until all of the ships are sunk, and the winner gets untold glory and so on and so forth, and bragging rights. Okay? So you want to go through, you want to play at least one game of this, 2 if you have the time, and that will conclude the homework for this particular section. Again, it's just reinforcing, making sure you understand how to plot points on a graph. Very, very important skill. When you get into sciences, you're going to have to make graphs. Math, we're always going to be making graphs. That's what we do in math. So very important that you got your coordinate system down and you get a chance to practice it. So please have fun, enjoy it. It's kind of a neat little game. And we'll see you in the next lesson.